What's good, people? I'm back. I've been on a break, but yeah, you know, it's about time for my final 4 exams. So, what better time to make YouTube videos when you have your 10th grade fucking final exams? Anyways, because this is starting of a new year, not new me, same old autistic dumbass me. I will be talking about my predictions for who will end the year as the champion in each and every single weight class. I don't have much time today. The video is gonna be probably short, just like me. So let's get this shit started. Starting with the flyweight division. In the flyweight division, currently the champion is Joshua Wan. Uh, I can tell you one thing. I don't know who. I can't tell you for sure who's gonna be the champion by the end of the year, but I can tell you one thing: it's not gonna be Joshua Van. It just depends on how many fights happen, right? Because if Joshua Van beats Manel Kape, then Tatsuro Taira will become champion. But if Manel Kape beats Joshua Van, and then there will not be any other title fight this year in the flyweight division. We all know Manel Kape is a fucking pull-out merchant. He's only gonna fight once, and that's considering Manel Kape gets the first title shot. So my bet is on my glorious king. I'm happy, thank you. I'm happy, thank you. Tatsuro Taira. Yeah. Yeah, Tatsuro Taira. Yeah. I think Tatsuro Taira is going to end the year as champion. First of all, he beat the fuck out of Moreno. Okay, maybe he didn't beat the fuck out of Moreno, but he finished Moreno. And I think his only loss, that is to Brandon Royval. He beats him in a rematch. And as for Joshua Wan, I think he beats Joshua Wan. I think the toughest fight for him is probably Pantoja. And after that, Manel Kape. I think those are the two toughest fights Tatsuro has, and I think he probably beats both of those guys too. Because I'm completely delusional and biased towards my glorious Japanese king. I'm happy, thank you. And I think, yeah, if he gets the title shot, he's probably gonna beat Joshua Wan if he gets the next title shot. And then probably gonna defend his belt against Manel Kape. If Manel Kape gets the next title shot, he'll probably beat Manel Kape by the end of the year. If Pantoja gets the title shot though, if Pantoja gets an immediate rematch, which is highly unlikely, I highly doubt it, then I don't really know. But yeah, I think Tatsuro Taira is going to end this year as the flyweight champion. Next up, the bantamweight division. Now this is a bold prediction. This is a really bold prediction by me. I think Umar at how Umar is currently, I think he loses to Petr Yan, man. I don't know what to tell you. The main issue is Umar doesn't have the cardio to compete with Petr Yan. Skill for skill, Petr Yan is better. Petr Yan has better striking. Obviously, if Petr Yan gets taken down, he's probably going to be held down. But it is very possible that he stands back up. But the reason Petr Yan beat Merab so easily is the difference between Merab and Umar. What Petr Yan did so well was he turtled and gave up his back and stood up. But with Umar, you can't do that. Umar will take your back and you are completely cooked from that position. So you need to have good takedown defense, which he does have. But this is a very close fight. What I will say is, I don't really have a prediction for it because I think either Petr Yan ends the year as champion or Umar ends it. It's a completely 50-50 scenario. I'll have to watch the Figueiredo fight. If Umar either finishes Figueiredo like easily, completely easily, or doesn't tire out in 15 minutes, He's fighting 3 rounds, right? So if he doesn't tire out after the fight, his cardio improves. I think he will beat Petr. But if not, even if he wins, I don't think he beats Petr. Yeah, so that's my prediction because it's very hard to predict. With the current state, I would have to go with Petr, but the fight with Figueiredo, that Umar's gonna have this week, it's gonna show me a lot of things to pick. So that's why I said whatever I said. Next up in the featherweight division. Listen, man, hear me out. Diego Lopez is the best featherweight on the planet right now. I think he just needs to work on his striking fundamentals a bit, which even if he doesn't, the only other guy that can beat him is probably John Silva or Arnold Allen. Those are the only two guys, and Movsar Evloev. Those are the only three guys that have a chance at beating Diego Lopez. A chance at beating Diego Lopez. I think Diego Lopez will beat Volk. He will defend his belt, most likely against Movsar in a rematch, and he'll beat Movsar in a rematch, and he will end the year as the featherweight champion. Reason for that is, I think first we're gonna get Movsar versus Leron Murphy. Leron Murphy, fucking spinning elbow out cold. I don't think Leron Murphy beats Movsar. I think he's just too shit. Movsar was able to beat Arnold Allen. That's all I have to say. I don't. Yeah, as good as that spinning back elbow was against Leron Murphy, against Aaron Pico, Aaron Pico is a fucking Bellator bum. I can't rate him that highly, bro. The guy didn't even become champion in Bellator. And the Josh Emmett fight, he did worse than other opponents of Josh Emmett. Considerably worse. Ilia Topuria fucking 10-7 Josh Emmett over. Completely destroyed Josh Emmett over 5 rounds. Yusuf Zalal subbed him in like a minute. And now Josh Emmett is probably gonna get knocked the fuck out by Kevin Vallejos. So what I'm saying is, he didn't look that good against Josh Emmett. If Josh Emmett is picking you up and tossing you on the ground, I think Evloev gets the job done. And I think Evloev beats Leron Murphy, and then Evloev gets the title shots against Diego Lopez in a rematch after Diego Lopez knocks out Volkanovski. I know, we all love Volk, and nobody wants to see him get knocked out and stuff like that, but it has to happen. It will happen. I know it's a little, a lot of people I see are picking Volk because Volk won the first fight, then why he will win the second fight. Completely understandable. But I think you spend 50 minutes in the cage with Diego Lopez and while he's just trying to hit you. I don't think if you're gonna spend 50 minutes in the cage with Diego Lopez, I think he will at least land one shot that knocks you out. You fight a guy like you fight a guy so many times, he's gonna land a knockout shot once. At least once he's gonna do it, and I think he's improved. Yeah, Sean Silva was kind of winning the striking a bit in the first round, but eventually what happened was Diego Lopez mixed the arts and made fucking Jean Silva run into a spinning back elbow. And I think how close the first fight was, and the fact that Diego Lopez dropped Volk in the first fight, and the fact that Diego Lopez is going to wrestle in the second fight, I can guarantee you that much. Diego Lopez is at least going to take down Volk once in the second fight. What really impressed me in the John Silva fight was the grappling. And Diego Lopez has always been a great grappler. He showed it against Brian Ortega. He showed it against Evloev. A lot of people think Evloev lost the first fight against Diego Lopez as well. So I just think in the rematch, he's probably going to beat Evloev as well. And that is why I think Diego Lopez is going to end the year as champion in the featherweight division. Now, moving on to lightweight division. I think we all know. I think we all know Ilia Topuria is going to end the year as lightweight champion. Reason for that is he's only going to fight once this year. That's if he fights this year, which there's a high chance that he doesn't even fight this year at all. Which at that point he might have to vacate his belt, and the interim champion gets promoted. But that's besides the point. We are considering that Ilia fights once this year. He's going to fight either Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett. What? He's not gonna fight Arman. Why do I even care anymore then? Right? If he's not gonna fight Arman, he will be the champion. He's only going to fight once this year. He's going to fight either Justin Gaethje, which is just a tailor-made matchup for Ilia Topuria to get a fucking round 1 knockout, or Paddy Pimblett, which, listen man, I think you guys are overrating Paddy Pimblett. Here's the thing, it doesn't even matter who wins the interim title fight. Ilia Topuria beats both of them. Which I think Paddy, which is way closer than people think. I really think there's a very solid chance that Justin Gaethje beats Paddy Pimblett, but I am currently leaning towards Paddy Pimblett. But once again, why does it matter? Does it even matter? Ilia Topuria is gonna beat both of them. Even if they both joined and tried to do a fucking tag team fight, Ilia Topuria would knock them out both. It doesn't matter, bro. So I think Ilia Topuria will end the year as lightweight champion, or he will vacate the belt and probably, I don't know, fuck off or something. I don't know. In the welterweight division, this is a very hard division because this division is very hard to predict because there's two guys in my opinion that deserve the title shot next. It's either Ian Gary or Michael Morales. I'm seeing some people make arguments for Carlos Prates. That shit is not happening. I'm seeing some people make arguments for Shafkat. Shafkat has been just too inactive. I think Shafkat needs another fight before he comes back. Now, all that being said, if Michael Morales does not fight for a title this year, I think Islam Makhachev is going to be the champion, or Ian Gary, which I want Ian Gary to win that shit. Because, like, I've seen memes about Islam losing to this zesty ass Michael Morales. I don't think you guys understand how big of a problem Michael Morales is. No, literally how big of a problem Michael Morales is. The guy's fucking 6'3", 6'4". He's listed as 6 foot. The guy has the longest reach in the welterweight division. The guy weighs fucking 205 on Fight Night probably. Did you look at how fucking big he looks? The guy has so much power in his hands as well, which also causes, like, there's also theory that maybe his cardio is kind of shit. Maybe. Fuck, what happened to my throat? So it could be possible that his cardio is just completely dog shit as well. But he has never had to go into those later rounds. So I think if Michael Morales does not fight for a belt this year, which he should, I think Islam Makhachev is going to be the champion. And if Michael Morales does fight Morales, fucking the Black Spider-Man fights for the belt this year, I think he will end this year as champion. Because realistically, how do you beat the guy? How do you do it? The guy's 6'3". Sean Brady cuts like what, fucking to 190, to 195. He made Sean Brady look like a fucking ant. He made Sean Brady look like they weren't even in the same weight class. Michael Morales is not a welterweight. Michael Morales is a middleweight, somehow being able to compete in welterweight. The guy probably weighs 200 pounds on Fight Night. Probably 205. It's just so unfair, man. It's just so unfair. Which, I think the way to beat him is the grappling. Because the only loss he had, like even he doesn't have any losses obviously, but the amateur loss he has was grappling. But I think Islam is just gonna be too small for Michael Morales, man. And JDM and Bilal Muhammad are gonna run into the same problem. Bilal Muhammad and JDM are basically the same size, and Bilal Muhammad looked small against Ian Gary. Michael Morales is bigger than Ian Gary. Bilal Muhammad, Islam, JDM, they're all nearly the same size. But Bilal looked small against Ian Gary. Michael Morales is a fucking he's a fucking giant. Somebody run a fucking drug test on him, bro. There's no way he's naturally being able to cut weight to welterweight. Fuck no. He should be as skinny as fucking Sean O'Malley. But anyways, I think Michael Morales will end this year as welterweight champion. And there is nothing we can do about it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. And it's kind of sad, honestly. Because how the fuck do you beat this guy? How? How do you do it? Tell me. You thought wrestling was the way? Look at the Sean Brady fight. Well, yeah, Sean Brady is also like 5'10" or whatnot. But man, still. Anyways, next up in the middleweight division, I think Khamzat is going to end the year as champion. Once again, with the same way Ilia Topuria is going to end the year as champion, I think Khamzat is going to fight once against Nasruddin Imavov. Yeah, like I was saying, Nasruddin Imavov, I think he probably gets his ass whooped by Khamzat worse than DDP got. Listen, man, I'm out of words here. Well, the only guy that can beat him is Anthony Hernandez, which I don't think Anthony Hernandez will beat Khamzat. At the highest level of the sport, guillotines don't fucking work. You're gonna have to reverse positions, and you're gonna have to go for something like a Dars or something. But he's not like a phenomenal striker either. If Anthony Hernandez, with his grappling, had the striking of someone like Strickland or Imavov, he would be a fucking problem. But that's the thing. These middleweights are not that well rounded. You look at these middleweights, right? Imavov, mainly a striker. His wrestling is nowhere near the level of Khamzat. You look at the guy he Boralo. He's well rounded, but his striking's not that good. His wrestling, his grappling overall isn't that good. He's just like a mid overall fighter. You look at RDR, his striking's bad. His striking's alright. It gets the job done. Whatever. His wrestling isn't good. So his jiu-jitsu, plain jiu-jitsu is good, but how far are we gonna go with plain jiu-jitsu, right? You look at these middleweight contenders, Sean Strickland, striker, doesn't know anything about grappling. That's why I think even if Khamzat decides to fight the winner of Strickland versus Hernandez after he beats Imavov, I think he will still end the year as middleweight champion. Anyways, I don't want to talk about this shitty division. Next up, light heavyweight. Now this is where shit gets tough. Actually, it's kind of easy. Jiri Prochazka is going to end this year as the light heavyweight champion. So either two things happen. Pereira stays at light heavyweight. He fights Allberg, and we get Ankalaev versus Jiri for a number one contenders fight. Then I think after that, either Pereira moves up or Pereira defends his belt against Jiri for a third time, and I think Jiri beats him. Or if Pereira moves up, Jiri will beat the guy for the vacant belt. Now, the second thing that can happen is Pereira just moves up to heavyweight in the beginning of the year, fights Cyril Gane, or fights Tom Aspinall, or fights somebody, I don't know. And Jiri Prochazka fights for the vacant belt or the interim belt and then gets promoted or some shit like that. Because looking realistically, the only two people that I can see in this division beating Jiri Prochazka are fucking and Carlos Alberto and Pereira, which I think Jiri Prohaska will beat Pereira in a rematch if they fight for a third time. That's my honest opinion. I know that's sort of a hot take, but Jiri Prohaska has improved. He's not gonna be caught with the same shot. Pereira is slower. Pereira has been exposed a little bit by Ankalaev. Sure, Ankalaev lost the second fight, but it doesn't matter. But it doesn't change the fact that Ankalaev won the first fight. I think uh, Pereira's scheme has been seen, and Jiri has fought him twice before, and I think he is going to win this time around. And I think Jiri's hands have gotten crispier, especially. And you saw how Jiri was uh, mixing things up against Khalil. When was the last time you saw Jiri try to land a fucking flying knee? Over and over again, trying to just spam it. Because he knew that would set things up. He knew he could land that on Khalil because Khalil's shorter opponent. Jiri Prohaska's ability to make adjustments and his ability to learn from his past fights and his opponents and making a game plan is severely underrated. Jamal Hill, he knocked Jamal Hill out. Khalil was winning the fight, sure, but you know who else Khalil was beating? Alex Pereira. That's what I'm saying. I think he beats Alberg. Alberg, yeah, you knocked out Dominic Reyes, great. You made us all cry, great. I think he beats Ankalaev. Ankalaev is especially a tough matchup. I think his grappling has also improved, and it was pretty solid to begin with. He submitted Glover Teixeira, so I think his grappling is okay. I think even if he does get taken down by Ankalaev, which that will not happen ever, that will never happen. Even if he gets taken down, he will get back up and probably just. And the thing about Ankalaev is he has solid boxing and he has a lot of speed. But once again, because of the speed, he sort of lacks the power, the same power that Pereira and Jiri have. And I think he's going to run into the same problem that he ran into with Pereira in the second fight. So pretty much what I'm saying is anybody Jiri fights, he's going to win. He's going to win every single fight in 2026, and I think he will end the year as the light heavyweight champion. At heavyweight, it's Tom Aspinall, bro. It's Tom Aspinall. For one, I'm not sure if Waldo Cortez Acosta even beats Derek Lewis, and obviously the Cyril Gane fight is next. And then you start wondering, what's Pereira going to do? If Pereira moves up to heavyweight, it doesn't even matter. I think he beat Cyril Gane in the second fight. In the first fight, he wasn't really even losing. He wasn't even really losing. He was just losing by a little bit. And it just takes one shot from Aspinall to put you out cold. And I think if Pereira moves up, he's going to get. I think Pereira loses to Aspinall if he moves up. Cyril Gane loses, and everybody else as well, except for maybe Waldo Cortez Acosta. But Waldo is a little small for the weight class, height-wise. But I don't even know if Waldo beats Derek Lewis, to be honest. But if he does go out there and knocks Derek Lewis out like he's been knocking out his opponents, like I'm predicting him to do, I think he has a serious shot at beating Tom Aspinall. Because, listen, Waldo has a chin on him. Sergey Pavlovich was landing bombs on Waldo Cortez Acosta. But and he was able to take these shots. And obviously, Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall are not the same power, but they're at least comparable. So if Waldo is defensively more sound than he was, he has a really good shot at beating Aspinall. And because he's the shorter, blobbier opponent, he also has sort of a grappling advantage. And because it's going to be harder for Aspinall to get in on shots. It was harder for Aspinall to get in on Cyril Gane. The problem with Cyril Gane is he's the best striker in the heavyweight division. He poses problems for a lot of people, but he has pillow hands. He's fast, but he doesn't have a lot of power. Now Waldo Cortez Acosta, he might be able to he might be able to pull some shit, if you know what I mean. Waldo Cortez Acosta beat Ante Delia, which, you know, I kind of rate Ante Delia highly, especially after that Marcin Tybura fight. And he knocked Ante Delia the fuck out. And I think after the Sergey Pavlovich fight, he has recognized that he has a chin. And after these last two fights, he recognized he has power. And he can actually become a knockout artist. So I think he's the guy that could beat Aspinall. But I don't think he will get a title shot this year. Even if he doesn't lose this year, I don't think he will get a title shot this year because heavyweight is jammed. There's Volkov. Curtis Blade is on a one-fight winning streak. Pereira's moving up. Cyril Gane is still waiting for his title shot. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So I don't think he gets his title shot this year. And that's considering he wins. So I think Aspinall is going to end the year as heavyweight champion. And I guess that's it. That's pretty much it. Bye.